Welcome to News Strip Down, where I dig through the news and weed out all the nonsense so you guys don't have to. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2026. It is 24 degrees Celsius. That is 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. So yeah, let's start off with some birthdays. Birthdays today, 1879, Claude White. He was an English aviation pioneer, one of the first to qualify as a pilot. He passed in 1959 at the age of 79. And then you have Bugs Morgan, born in 1891, famous gangster of the North Side Gang, rival gang against Al Capone, and he was one of the actual targets during the St. Valentine's Day massacre. He passed in 1957 at the age of 65. And also today, jazz pianist Count Basie. He was born in 1904, passed in 1984 at the age of 79. He did work with Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Ellis Fitzgerald, Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, did quite a bit of stuff with other artists. Also today in 1970, John Carmack. He is 56 years old today. He's a video game developer, probably best known for Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake. Carmack, sorry. Today in 1973, co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google. He is 53 years old today. Amy Fisher is 52. She was born in 1974. Amy Fisher, I don't know, Trash Panda and Cum Dumpster comes to mind when I think of Amy Fisher. Sorry, I don't even want to talk about that piece of garbage. And today in 1936, NBA legend Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, he was 63 when he passed in 1999. He also wrote two books. Wilt, Just Another 7 Foot Black Millionaire. He wrote that in 1973. And then in 1991, he wrote A View from Above. Kind of interesting. And today in 1938, Kenny Rogers was born. He passed in 2020 at the age of 81 and had nothing to do with cardiac arrest or anything. It was natural causes, I believe. So, yeah, interesting. And today in 1961, Stephen Henberg, cartoonist, oh, sorry, Stephen Hillenburg. He's a cartoonist and voice actor. He passed in 2018 at the age of 57. If you don't remember that guy's name, that's SpongeBob SquarePants dude right there. Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize he passed in 2018. Yeah, he had some issues. Oh, he died of ALS. ALS. Yeah, crazy. And today in 1956, Kim Cattrall, she's 70 years old today. She's Canadian English actor, probably best known for playing Samantha in Sex and the City. She was like the tall, crabby one. And today in 1986, Usain Bolt, Jamaican Olympic sprinter, known for his gold medals in the 100 meter and 200 meter. He's 40 years old today. So I just had to throw this guy in here, Usain Bolt, because like he's an Olympic runner and his last name's Bolt, you know? Yeah, Bolt for it, man, Bolt for it. It's so funny. And then today in 1988, Casey Musgraves, yeah, she's singer-songwriter, country singer-songwriter. She's only 38 years old today. So yeah, that's it for birthdays today. Let's get into the news and stuff. News strip down 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2026. It's 24 degrees Celsius. That's 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. And let's go over to India here quickly just for some highlights here. Elon Musk is pitching Starlink to improve connectivity in rural India. So he's really pushing that Starlink here. I think they're kind of doing this right now is kind of off shadow what Russia's doing with their so-called Starlink system, but that's an analog system, and still looking to see what that's all about with the Russian system. Because there's been talks that they're really going to be using they're going to bump off the Starlink satellite somehow using some analog process, but that could all just be a bunch of hearsay and BS. And then over to the US, Google is offering free AI subscriptions to college students. Wow, that's going to help with their grades so much more. So much more. Like, yeah. And then going to what's the point of going to college anymore anyways? Just ask AI. Like, oh my goodness. What is going on here? This is definitely not going to help education by any means. And it's bad enough that the teachers are having to deal with kids using AI to, well, not necessarily cheat, but plagiarize everything that they're doing in school. Ridiculous. And still in the United States here, the U.S. national debt has crossed the $40 trillion mark here. In some Okay, in comparison, the national debt hasn't seen levels like this since World War II. But yeah, but it really doesn't matter because anyone who remembers that how when the economy was that big and the deficit was that big, most of them are all dead right now, anyways. Anyone who remembered that, or they're too senile to even, or too little of them to really make a voice be heard about that. But yeah, this is just insane. And then over to Germany here. Some award-winning tech coming out of Germany using smart S4 systems that integrates four components: the energy management, power management, energy storage conversion, and battery management. This is kind of like it's simulating and operating characteristics of a traditional generators, but using algorithms. Like an artificial three-phase. If you guys have ever seen a three-phase generator to create three-phase, it's kind of like that, but they're going to be using uh, to, 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 uh, they're going to be using different types of relays and stuff when it comes to stuff like this, but they're not talking about that they need to make a shift away from some of these Chinese components that this system is going to be working with. So yeah, this award-winning system that's helping regulate the electrical grid in Germany, and it's being used throughout Europe. This is how it won this award. It's not like it's a trial. They have been using this for a while. But the real issue is when it comes to using these Chinese inverters and Chinese batteries here, and then the risk of national security when it comes to using that. Because really, you're kind of just giving Chinese access to your electrical grid, which is not very good. Not very good. So yeah, we'll see what happens with here. See what happens with. I don't think you guys realize how far ahead Europe is when it comes to like trying to establish green energy and when it comes to electric vehicles. Like Tesla is such a minute little fraction compared to how many Chinese made electric vehicles are throughout Europe. Uh, well, let's just say on the other side of the water. So yeah, they outcompete Tesla by over 60%. Like, sorry, I'm just talking off the top of my head there. That wasn't an actual article. And then let's go over to Canada here. Here, do a second. Do I have any other stuff here? Yeah, here, let's just go away with things are going here. Over to Manitoba, Canada here. Talks of opening the port of Churchill to oil transports, all thanks to the study that shows that rising or shrinking sea ice that is making it possible. Arctic Gateway, that owns the port and the railway, have partnered with a company called FedNav to its see what it is required for this shipping company FedNav to make it feasible at the port of Churchill. The feds in province commissioned a study by Atlantic Research Foundation to see if this is feasible to operate this port. The study is actually run by a former BlackBerry uh, member called his name is Jim Basile, and that all that research isn't going to be done until March 2027. But all this talk about opening the port in Churchill, um, yeah, I don't know. That's still going to be a long ways away before anything really final gets done with that. But the way the world is going right now, it is starting to see economically feasible to open that port. Oh, yeah, I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. News stripped down 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2026. Is 24 degrees Celsius. That's 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit. You guys down in the States. And yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to. Getting close to that 1,000 mark. So I don't know if this is like U.S. news or UK news, United Kingdom news, but yeah, let's just say it's a little bit of both. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are returning to the UK to a private non-royal residence outside of London. This may not be permanent, as they are keeping their Monticello, California property and have no plans on selling it. And just that property alone has probably an estimated value of anywhere from 29 million to 65 million. I was trying to look into that property a little bit and like see if there was a bunker or something there, or even properties in that area. And it's like, well, no, they don't have to disclose if these houses in that area have bunkers. But by law, if you're a real estate agent, you have to disclose anything that could be make the property more valuable. So would that not be a bunker? But so it's funny, this all this weird gray area when it comes to real estate. And then back over to Manitoba here. Manitoba farm, Manitoba, Canada. Manitoba pharmacist Glenn Posh, sorry, has pled guilty after investigation into professional misconduct, improperly dispensing controlled substances, not keeping proper records, and using drugs while on the job. Around 30, almost 40,000 doses were unaccounted for while he was working. Yeah, he has a 5-year ban as a pharmacist, and he has 5 years to pay back or pay $246,000, so $250,000 in fines. That's going to be pretty hard to pay those fines off. You know, uh, now that you're not a drug dealer, and now that you're not a pharmacist, you're like, how is this guy supposed to pay this $246,000 back? That's pretty interesting. And then in Manitoba, if you guys haven't heard, a Dufferin, Manitoba man is facing 6 firearm charges after confronting a group stealing fuel and other items from the farm, holding all of them except for one who got away and was captured shortly after. Okay, so this man is being charged with, improper use of firearm, blah, blah, blah. But, it's coming to the point, rural areas, the RCMP can't get there fast enough, or they're busy with something else. There's always something. Like the timeline for an RCMP to actually get there is anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, they're there and gone by then. And this is after the time you've spent waiting on 911. You know, at that time to it too. So and what's funny, he didn't shoot anybody. He shot at their vehicles, and then he held them there. If he would have shot somebody, then I understand. Then I understand. But then if one of them had a gun and he shot them, then I understand. Then I understand. But none of that happened. And the mayor of Carmen, Manitoba is absolutely just uh, perturbed. He's just absolutely perturbed right now of what's happening and how this man is being treated for protecting his property. And like literally like what they're saying in Toronto there. It's like, oh, if your house is being broken into or you're being robbed, just let them rob you. Yeah, well, you know what? No, I don't that's not going to work for people. That's definitely fight. You're telling us to fight or flight. Okay, there is no fight or flight anymore. It's just you're telling us to just flight. No, that's not going to happen. So I really hope this poor Dufferin man here, has all these 6 charges dropped from him, and he was illegally weapon. He had weapons possessed legally. But for him to be facing firearms charges, I'm surprised they didn't throw holding people without their will, kidnapping charges on him if they threw these firearm charges at him. This is a bunch of BS. And definitely the people of Carmen are not very happy about that. Actually, a lot of farmers across the prairies hearing about this. And this is another thing. You don't hear about this on the news anymore. They don't want people hearing about this on the news anymore. This got quiet real quick. Just like the Dauphin MP in Manitoba who got caught with all those firearms, you know, unregistered firearms, and then some form of connection to illegal gun import into Canada as well. But yeah, we don't really hear about that anymore. But you know what? He wasn't doing anything with the guns. Let him be. He was a government official. And most of those guns he had were collector's items. And then over to the EU here. The EU is trying to refill their natural or liquid natural gas storage before the winter here. And the way things are standing right now, there's no possible way to even hit a 90% storage target. And they're not really talking about this right now, but this is going to cost Europeans. Really, you're going to be paying more for less is essentially is what you guys. So really at the end of the day, yeah, this energy crisis is absolutely insane, and Donald Trump definitely put the energy crisis on the map for sure. And then speaking of the US here, this is pretty scary. The US has withdrawn the last Asian-based aircraft carrier as what's happening in the Middle East is taken priority, leaving it wide open for Chinese who who already has a growing military presence in that area. Like, wow, okay. Okay. Like, is this like not like the D-Day and Normandy thing all over again? Like, hello? Like, now Trump just took the last aircraft carrier for air defense in the Asian seas to worry about what's happening in Iran, just leaving everything wide open. Like, this is by far one of the worst strategies I've ever seen, and very scary to see what's gonna become of that for sure. And then back over to Canada, into Ontario here. Electric Battery in Ontario has signed an agreement with Glencore to supply 10,000 tons of contained cobalt over the next 5 years. LG Energy Solutions has planned to take about 60% of the cobalt sulfate from the refinery until 2029. And then though there's still an open option for this to have an extended agreement through till 2032. So yeah, supply chains, but Canada dealing to Canada, Canada working with Canada, which is interesting. And no real word on what's happening with this 50% tariff that's supposed to be put on Canada here. There's talks that, American liquor is going to be put back on the shelves, but it still has been on the shelves in Saskatchewan and in Alberta. Uh, so now pretty much like kind of getting mixed messages right now. You have Wob Canoe from Manitoba, and then you have Franchette from Quebec talking about, you know what, let's just deal with the tariffs. We're already dealing with it right now, this extra 50% tariffs, blah, blah, blah. We'll just find other foreign markets. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then you have Wob Canoe on the other side. He's saying, like, okay, we may have to put the alcohol back on the shelves, but it's going to come down to the consumer. If you guys don't want to purchase the American alcohol, that's fine. But that's the same with anything else. Did they really need to take it off the shelves? Like, yes, I see the point where like they they were trying to like wave a flag, like, okay, we're just take it off the shelves. But at the end of the day, it's the end consumers who really have the choice. When I go to the store and I see like a watermelon from the United States, I think about it. Okay, do I really want that watermelon, or do I want that watermelon? But you're kind of screwed when it comes to living in Canada, anyways, because your water or your food supply, like fruits and vegetables, you have to get from an alternative source, alternative country. You have United States, you have Mexico, you have South America, Brazil. So that's we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, there's DJ again. J Biggs. What's up, bud? So yeah, that's pretty much it for the news today. Friday's news. What am I doing for time here? Okay, still got some time here. So yeah, I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is just BS. And I'm gonna end things off on things that happened today in history. Oh yeah, and it's 24 degrees Celsius. That's 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit to Americans. Yeah, things that happened today in history. 1703, the Turkish army ousts Sultan Mustafa II, replacing him with his brother Ahmad III, with some reduced powers. And today in 1888, William Seward Burroughs patents the adding machine, also inventing, well, not inventing, also like manufacturing typewriters, ticketeers. His first adding machine that was in production was actually recalled because some people said they couldn't use it, and then he would go to use it and would work fine. So I think it wasn't so much that the adding machine was defective. I think it people didn't have the training to use the adding machines, and we're talking about like pre-computers. 1888 was the counting machine. So yeah, that's pretty funny. And then by around the 1900s, he had sold about 972 counting machines. Big corporations and stuff, people doing like a lot of volumes of product and stuff are using them. Yeah. Oh, I'm buffering. Oh, that's not good. Well, that sucks. And then today in 1959, oh, actually, sorry, today in 1911, the Mona Lisa is stolen by an Italian dictator, and then returned in 1913. Okay, 1913. This is around the same time where people said that the Mona Lisa was a fake. So when it was stolen, was that the real one that was brought back? And today in 1959, Hawaii becomes the 50th U.S. state after formerly being an incorporated territory. Today in 1991, Boris Yeltsin stops a conservative coup in the Soviet Union within 3 days. In 2020, Korean K-pop group BTS single is released with their first YouTube video hitting 100 million views in 24 hours. That's crazy. And then 2001, everyone's favorite band to hate, Nickelback. Nickelback's "How You Remind Me" goes Billboard's Song of the Year. Oh, how you remind me to just. Sorry, I can say that. I know people who dealt with Chad Kroger, so I know what it's like. The guy's really a dink, absolute dink. And then today in 1942, Disney's Bambi, based on the book by Felix Salter, is released. So yeah, that's it for the news today, guys. What is that? Oh, so yeah, that's it for the news today, guys. I don't do news on weekends because even the news needs a break. I got kind of some stuff I got to do here in a little bit, but I am StreamYarding this. I am. So hold on a second. Oh, I guess I could just turn that off. Nah. Batty Razy. What's up? Okay, so I guess I can do this now. I got some time here. If anyone wants to pop in and talk about their channel or anything like that, put some stuff up. You guys pop in if you want, or if there's somebody who just wants to chit chat for a little bit. I got some time, not a heck of a lot of time. I gotta go do some stuff. I'll go over to my buddy's place and do some things for a bit, and then what's the other thing I gotta do? Oh yeah, I gotta run downtown. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I gotta go stop by the Legion. Go see if a buddy of mine's there. Just had a pacemaker put in, so I want to go see if he's okay, or see if his brother's there. At least get some type of information what's happening with him. Ooh, this guy's pretty funny. Big giant. Keep trying to get him to let me come over and help him clean up his house. Because I don't think he's like really done anything with the house since his wife died. No, this is years ago. So see what happens. Maybe now that he's a little bit even more under the weather, maybe I'll go help him. He'll come to his senses and let me help him. Let's go see what's happening here for a second. Deadly. Seen this I guess car chase video. I think it was in LA. This guy's on a dirt bike. Cops are chasing him. Tries to fill his dirt bike with gas. He has some time to get away from him. So he pulls in the gas station, tries filling it. His phone's not working. And then finally it starts to work. He just starts filling gas. And no, he's got to take off. The cops are right behind him. So as he's running down like one of these big main streets, he's on his cell phone. You could see him talking into his cell phone, listening, right? As he's doing this. And then he gets off the phone. And then he pulls into this park. And there's like a windshield washer fluid jug sitting in the grass in the middle of this park filled with gas. Somebody had ran to a gas station, filled up a jug, and left it for his buddy on the in the park so he could fill up his dirt bike. Oh man. Now that's a friend. That's a friend. Hey man, fill up a fucking jug and send it over to me. Said leave it at the park so I could fill up my dirt bike. It was funny, you could tell he was running on fumes. And then he must have been like right out. because you could see him. He tried kickstarting like 3 or 4 times, so he was pretty close to being rayed out. Even when he's being chased by the cops, he was like not balls to the walls, but pretty close. That was pretty funny. Or that motorcyclist who did that spin and landed on the street the other day. Well, it was like last month or a month and a half ago. His car pulled in front of him, the motorcycle hit, and the bike spun and landed on the street post, just hanging there. That was in Vancouver or in BC, Canada. That was pretty funny. And not too often do you see like clips like that. That's normally like stuff in LA, but that guy was just zipping. Oregon. And what's funny, he wasn't even that injured, but when he hit the car, he was endoing. So his bike was already like this when he hit. So he was already like above the car. He wasn't into the bars. He was like away from the bars. He might have clipped his knees a little bit. But yeah, he just supermaned him. And he's kind of lucky that bike landed on the street post because who knows? Maybe it would have like kept going and landed on top of him. That was pretty crazy. Oh, I want to start doing some stuff on Discord, you guys. Maybe start watching some documentaries with you guys, stuff like that. Documentaries you probably haven't seen or anything like that. Do some Canadiana stuff, uh, some overseas stuff. Yeah, do some documentaries. Watch some documentaries. Be good. Ooh, I kind of want a cigarette right now, but I am limited in my cigarette supply. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Might eat something and then go. Animal. Actually, I kind of do look like Animal. 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 Oh. So yeah, don't have any real big plans for the weekend. Got some painting I gotta do. Gotta go vacuum out a car. What else do I gotta do? I might make some pies, but he's got a bunch of apples on his tree, so I might make some apple pies. Trying to think. Definitely got to do something with all the rhubarb I have right now. Make like rhubarb crisp or something like that. Raspberries too to mix in with them. And let's see what happens. Freezer is packed. Need to start eating stuff out of the freezer right now. But it doesn't help that I have like 16 pounds of rhubarb in there. Who needs 16 pounds of rhubarb? But it was dirt cheap. The lady washed them, diced it up, and bagged it all for us. So that's pretty nice. And what do you mind? Deadly. Yeah, and where you are, I think the highways are all like pretty much brand new. I know when I was up that way, like Grand Prairie area, and most of the highways were all brand new. Trying to remember the other place. Was it Grand Prairie? Yeah, it was Grand Prairie. Yeah, all the highways were all just brand new. They didn't even have grass in the ditches yet. It was so funny when I went up there. I was like, why don't they do this in Manitoba? Like, it's like, because all the oil's paying for it. Yeah, those highways are nice. I don't know what like the lifespan of some of the highways out there in Alberta are. I don't know, are they using good pavement? The reason the pavement's so crappy in Manitoba is because they keep adding sand to it. They cheap out. What they'll do is they'll put sand and then they'll put a thin layer of gravel on top of it and then run it over with the packer again. So if you're on a motorcycle and you get wiped out, yeah, it's like 100. No, it's like 10 grit sandpaper. Yeah, it's not road rash; it's road gouging. There'd be nothing left of your limbs. Ugh. Oh, and I can't trust that clock because that clock's a bunch of BS. It is 4:35. Oh, how many people just two in here? Hey, let's get a little off topic here. So I was subscribed. Well, I'm still subscribed to this one channel. A group of people, let's say. Uh, this this is just fucked up. So one of the people on this channel decides to go and get a uh, go from a guy to a girl. Okay, there we go. That's a nicer way of saying it. Decided to go from a guy to a girl. And now that they've done it, uh, they do the show as a female for like a week, and then on a Wednesday they go back to being a guy. Okay, that is some seriously messed up person. You made a choice to do that to yourself. Why are you flip-flopping between you made that choice, so then fucking stick with it. You're not going to be like that for like a week and then when you decide be like, "Oh, I think I'm going to be a boy today." Don't fucking work like that. Like, and what's funny is I almost guarantee I'm going to get some ridicule for this because they're going to be like, "Oh, you stopped watching, you stopped providing to the channel, blah blah blah, because of what so and so did." Well, to tell you the truth, I never liked so and so in the first place, and so never liked me in the first place. So to say that I stopped watching because of that, no, no. Well, if anything, I'm gonna stop watching because of the hypocrisy. Because you guys just feeding the beast. You're feeding mental illness is what you're doing. You're like, yeah, I know it's a show, it's comedy, blah blah blah, but when it comes to doing stuff like that, you're feeding mental illness now, and you're allowing more mental illness, and then you're by showing this, you're allowing other people to think that this is okay. This is okay. No, this person made a choice to become a woman. You're not flipping back and forth every fucking week from boy to girl. You decided to go do the big jump, then fucking stay a girl. Fuck. Like, do you realize how sick this person must be mentally? Like, just think about like they had the gall to just go and get everything chopped, and then yet they still want to be portrayed as a boy once in a while. That's mental illness. That's mental illness. We should start bringing back some of these asylums that we had in Canada here. Let's bring back the Canadian or the mental in Manitoba, in Brandon, Manitoba. Let's start bringing back some of these mentals. Maybe fix some of these mental defective people because really that really doesn't make any sense. And then for people to allow that to allow viewers to show that to viewers. Really what it's saying is you have no clue what you wanted in the first place, which you should never have had the choice to go and get what you did. You know, like that's just absolute bullshit. Am I wrong? Well, I know some people are gonna think I'm wrong, but that's the way it is. And you know what? It's like, oh, what's his name? Pat O'Neill said it best. It's like what Pride Month. Pride Month. They get the whole fucking month. It's not like they don't fucking throw that shit in our faces every day. You know what I mean? Why do they get a whole month? Why do they get a Pride week? Why do they get a Pride day? They throw that shit in our faces. Like, do the Jehovah's Witness get a month to themselves? Because they throw that shit in our face all the time, knocking on our doors. Hey, we be a part of the Church of. Oh no, sorry, I was gonna say Church of Latter-day Saints. That's a whole nother one. That's a whole nother entity. That's another system that it looks like a church, but it's not. Uh, but there is the Mennonite Mafia. The Mennonite Mafia. There's the Amish Mafia. Mennonite Mafia have a big presence in Manitoba, Manitoba and Eastern Ontario. Mennonite Mafia, not so much into Saskatchewan though for some reason. But yeah, Mennonite Mafia, no joke. Those people. They had a couple TV shows that they tried to do on there about the Mennonite Mafia. And what's sad is like the Mennonite Mafia, it's like all family, you know. And then when you screw up, it doesn't even matter when the boss screws up. He'll throw anyone under the bus, and they have to keep their mouth shut. I think the one boss had his kids thrown in jail and taking the rap for importing marijuana from Mexico. And then his son decided to rat on his dad, and his dad fled to Mexico. Yeah, I believe his dad murdered a couple journalists too. Yeah, you can come interview me, and I'll murder you. I'll unalive you. But yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. Not too many people. I thought somebody would pop in the StreamYard or something. The link is there. Yeah, but if not so, what time is it? Yeah, I'll try and drag this out for another 9 minutes. No, 6 minutes. See what happens. But yeah, like I said, I got stuff I gotta do. And I would like to have something to eat before I leave too. I had lunch, but if I'm gonna leave and not be back for a couple hours, yeah, I should probably eat something. Think smarter, not harder. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah. And I don't know, I think maybe tomorrow I might do a cooking show. Might do a cooking show. See what happens with that. And got some other ideas for the cooking show. There you go. I agree with what you're saying and what you're not saying. And I don't know. That's like that's definitely a mental health issue, you know. And then what's sad is that they allowed them, like the doctors and whoever else, just the family members, they're just okay. Let's do that. It's like no, it doesn't make any sense. But whatever, whatever. Not too worried about it. I still got my dick, and I'm happy with it. No complaints here. Man. And then what do they do with it? Do they just stick it in a fucking jar? That's what I kind of want to know, but I don't want to be that. Well, I already am that asshole. So, hey, so where do they put your little pecker? I wonder what it looks like once it's all pickled in a jar. It's probably like no bigger than this. Who knows? It was probably only that big in the first place. That's probably why they got a sex change. You could have got a penile implant too, instead of having it right chopped off and fuck with your hormones. It's bad enough that we're drinking all this fucking birth control stuff in our drinking water. It's crazy. Yeah, no shit, eh? Yeah, I know. I don't know. And to say it's the leftists and they're like lefties doing it, or if it's the liberals doing it compared to the conservatives like, oh yeah, anti-gay. But to just say that like it's the liberals too, no, no, because look at the Green Party. They're the same way. But to just sit there and say that this is a liberal problem that they created, that's kind of grasping at straws. It's not just a liberal problem that created all this. Like if you really want to get into it, there's probably an NDP guy who said something like that at one point. There's probably a PC guy who said this at one point in time too. And remember, they're all just sound bites, just a bunch of BS. You can't hold anybody accountable by what they say unless you're threatening to kill somebody. Oh, oh, I did all my buddy's yard work yesterday. Did some yard work around here. Ah, that's what I gotta do. I gotta mow the fucking grass tonight. That's what I gotta do. I'll do that when I get back from my buddy's place, I think. Or maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. I hate saying that. Yeah, maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. Because I've heard that so much in my life. Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. And then you know what happens. You know that tomorrow never comes. So that's why I hate saying shit like that. And goodbye. Goodbye is one of my biggest pet peeves. Sorry, language is a funny thing. Goodbye is a form of finalization. Goodbye. So long or see you later is definitely a way better response than goodbye because it's final. When you say goodbye, you don't plan on ever seeing that person again. And that mentally sticks with me because I've had people never come back again. And I'm not talking about die, like my mom just disappearing when I was 7 for a fucking couple years. Goodbye. Yeah, yeah, goodbye is right. Fucking cunt. Fuck, I hope she's dead, but she's not. Yeah, no grass, no snow. Just wait till this winter, man. I don't know. With this weather systems that we're having right now, you might be getting some severe snow. Trying to remember the last time, was that in the 90s when we had something like this? Yeah, it was pretty bad. But even still, a couple of years ago, we had quite a bit of snow. Fuck, I'm throwing that back up again. Yeah, but I'm gonna go take off. I probably will end up mowing the grass tonight. We'll run to the Legion. Well, first I'll go see my buddy Gary. Then I'll run to the Legion. And then go see if I could sell my soul for a pack of cigarettes. Oh, shit. But, yeah, we'll see. But I'm out of here. Oh, yeah. Fuck, I could have told you that, man. Dude, we were ordering kegs when I was in Grand Prairie. Yeah, you just pay the deposit on the keg and they come and deliver you a keg. They'll even bring you a tap, too. That was pretty cool. And what's funny is, like, that keg didn't last long. Like, I don't even think it lasted 2 hours and we had that thing emptied. Ooh. Underground parking. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, you have to message me some pictures, man. You have my number. Text me some pictures. Yeah. Fuck, what else do I have to do? Yeah, thank goodness it's the weekend. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do. I want to do a fall cleaning for sure. But I'm out of here. You guys, I don't see you this weekend. But I'm like I said, I'll probably do a cooking show tomorrow. Probably. But I just need to find something that I'm gonna cook. Something different. Uh, or just do some leftover garbage mashup stuff. Make like a hamburger helper with all leftovers. A goulash. Some slap. Some pig slap. I'm out of here. You guys have a good weekend and enjoy this weather. I think it's supposed to be nice here. It's 26 right now. It's pretty hot compared to how it's been for the last week. It's been in the low 20s. But this 26 is hot. It's a hot 26. Just wait here for a minute. before I hit the exit button. Button. Before I hit the exit button. Oh. Oh, yeah, and I gotta get off this child's chair right now. Guess it's better than sitting on concrete. Or I could have just sat on that cushion too. Deadly. Cool. I'm out of here then. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll put a post up if I'm gonna cook something. If I'm cooking something, I'm gonna keep it a surprise. Might change the name of it after though. But I'm out of here. Love you lots, 2-4, and everyone have a great weekend.